Hi students, today we are going to study about combination of languages. So how we can combine high level language and assembly language, and we can write a program for embedded firmware development. Okay, so here we are mixing assembly language with a high level language. Okay, so assembly language is a different type of language and high level language is a different type of language, but we can mix these two, and we can write programs for embedded firmware. So sometimes embedded firmware may require the mixing of assembly language with the high level language or vice versa. Okay, mixing assembly with the high level or high level with the assembly. Okay, that's why it is saying like a vice versa. Okay, so in the case of interrupt handling, okay, this type of mixing of languages is highly useful. Okay, so the source code is already available in high level language, assembly language, etc. Okay, so the high level language and low level language can be mixed in three different ways. One is mixing assembly language with high level languages like C, and next one is mixing high level language with assembly language, and third one is inline assembly. Okay, so the passing of parameters and return values with the high level and low level languages are cross compiler specific. Okay, once again, this combination is controlled by the cross compiler. Okay, so in assembler there will be uh, in assembly language there will be assembler. Okay, in the case of high level language there will be cross compiler. Okay, so these two will be responsible for converting these languages to machine language. So if a parameter has to be passed to from one language to another language, the cross compiler is responsible for doing that operation. First one is mixing assembly language with a high level language like C or assembly language with C. Okay. So assembly routines are mixed with C in situations where the entire program is written in C and the cross compiler is used do not have a built-in support for implementing certain features like interrupt service routine. Okay, so all of you know what is an interrupt service routine. If a program, external program or a software interrupt or external hardware interrupt comes, the main program has to stop. Okay, and it has to execute the coming program. Okay, that is what is called a interrupt service routine. Sometimes this cross compiler for C doesn't have what a features like interrupt service routine. That time we have to use assembly language. Okay, so if the programmer wants to utilize the advantage of the optimized code that is specific for that particular processor. Okay, so assembly language programs are written specifically for a particular processor. Okay, so the machine language code that will be an optimized code. So if we are using an optimized code, it will increase the speed of computation and everything. Okay, but if you're writing in high level language, again it is converted to machine language using some cross compiler and everything. At that time what happens, the optimization may not be present. Okay, it may not be optimized, the code may not be optimized, so it will take more time for execution. Okay, so in that cases the programmer can use this assembly language rather than using a cross compiler to generate what, the machine code. So it is easy to generate machine codes from the assembly language because it is a simple process. The assembly language that we are writing is specifically for that process. But if you are using a cross compiler, it is a complex process. Okay, and sometimes the program may take much time for execution, or the program may be lengthy when we are compiling using a cross compiler. Okay, and another one point is, if you want to access low level hardwares, okay, and the timing specification that is provided by the processor, so it is very critical, and the cross compiler generates machine codes that may not be able to perform these operations in a particular specific period of time. Okay, and the accuracy may also be reduced. Okay, so if you are using a high level language, it is easy to write the program, that is sure. But in the case of speed and accuracy, we have to use assembly language. But assembly language is difficult to write. Okay, so these are the contradictions between this assembly language and a high level language. Okay, so we can take advantage of this assembly language, even though if you are using high level language, we can take the advantage of this assembly language, and we can incorporate those assembly language code inside what, the high level language code. Okay, but we have to use separate assembler to assemble that program. So if you are writing a code for accessing the hardware or accessing the routine in the processor or controller, specific assembly language, okay, so we can invoke assembly language from the C program. That is the most advisable method. Okay, so we can write the main program in C, and we can write subprograms in assembly language program, and we can use an assembler to combine all these things. But mixing of C with assembly language is a complicated process. Okay, it is not easy as it represents. Okay, so the parameters has to be passed, the variables and the parameters has to be passed from the C routine to the assembly, and the return values also has to be taken from the assembly routine to the C. Okay, and how this assembly routine is invoked from C code, that also we have to mention. Okay, so what are the important parameters? The parameters that we are using in high level language and assembly language are entirely different. Okay, so we are executing a program using some parameters, and when we are transferring the program to assembly language, okay, we are not completely transferring to assembly language, we are transferring a particular part of the program that has to be executed using assembly language. In that case, what we have to do, we have to pass the parameters from the C to the assembly language, and again we have to pass it back from the assembly language to the C program. Okay, so if there is any error in this assembly language or C program parameters, then the total program will be non-functional. Okay, so this is very one important point we have to consider when mixing assembly language with the high level language. So the passing of this assembly routine and returning values from the assembly routine, okay, to the caller C function, and the method to assemble the C code in the cross compiler, it is cross compiler dependent. Okay, everything is dependent on the cross compiler. Okay, and there is no such rule that how to write a program, how to combine this assembler. It is everything is coming out of the uh, control of what? The programmer. The programmer is liable to control these parameters. Okay, if there is some errors in the parameters, means what? The total program will be error. Okay, so it is based on the logic that is given by the programmer. Okay, so for that purpose, the programmer can to have to study the information that is provided in the documentation of the cross compiler, how to transfer the parameter and how to receive the parameter. Those things are present inside the documentation that is provided along with the cross compiler. So different cross compilers will implement these features in different ways on the general purpose registers and the memory that are supported by the processor or controller. Okay, so this can be implemented in many ways. Okay, next is mixing high level language like C with assembly language. Okay, so the main program that we are writing is in assembly language. For some purposes we will use this high level language in between the assembly language. So previously in the first case we are writing the program in high level language, and for some application like interrupt service or accessing the low level hardware and everything, we are writing assembly code. Okay, and using the cross compiler we are compiling everything and we are merging and we are passing the parameters, and we will get some good result. Okay, we can take advantage of both the high level and assembly language. Okay, here what we are doing, here we are writing a program in assembly language. Okay, and for some applications okay, so we can use this high level language in between the assembly language. Okay, so C is combined with the assembly language. Previously assembly language is combined with the C. Okay, so in this thing, what is our motive? The source code is already available in the assembly language. Okay, and the routine written in a high level language has to be included in the existing code. Okay, we have an assembly language code, so into that code we have to include a program that is written in high level language. Okay, so the entire source code is planned according to the assembly language. Why? Because the assembly language is having an optimized code and it is having optimized performance, minimum memory usage, and the efficiency is also very high. Okay, so it is a proven code, like the code is working well, and it is memory efficient and it is accurate also. Okay, so if you are having a additional code that is written in C program, okay, so we have to incorporate this code as a subroutine in this assembly language code. Okay, so the functions that are written in C using the use parameters that will pass the function and return values to the calling functions. Okay, so here also the programmer must be aware of how the parameters are passed to the function and how the values are returned from the function back. Okay, and how the function is invoked from assembly language environment. Okay, so first the assembly language will be written and high level language program is incorporated inside this assembly language. Okay, so the parameter passing is a big constraint in this mixing. Okay, so passing parameters to the function and returning values from the function, that we will use CPU registers, stack memory and fixed memory. Okay, so this is how we will pass the parameters using the registers, stack memory and the memory, the fixed memory that we will use for passing the parameters. Okay, so here also the implementation is purely depend on the cross compiler. Okay, the cross compiler will be responsible for identifying the parameters and the passing the parameters and the parameters that are returned. Okay, it has to be again included into the main program. Okay, so those type of action has to be performed by this cross compiler. Okay, third one is inline assembly. Okay, so inline assembly is another technique that is used for inserting a particular processor or controller based assembly instructions, okay, at any location of the source code that is written inside the high level language. Okay, so first we will write a high level language, and in between the high level language we have to include some assembly language. Okay, so this inline assembly avoids the delay in calling an assembly routine from a C code. Okay, because in between the code itself we are using this assembly language. Okay, so we will use some special keywords to indicate the start and end of the assembly instruction. Okay, so in between the C code itself we are writing the assembly language program. Okay, so previously what we did, we will compile the high level language, then we here assembly language also will be compiled or assembled, then the parameters will be passed from one compiled program to another compiled program. So that is a tedious process. Okay, here inline assembly means in between the lines of the code itself we will add the assembly language program. So for that purpose we can use some keywords. Okay, so what are the keywords that we can use in this inline assembly? So the example for this inline assembly code I have written here. Okay, so that is PRAGMAASM, that indicates after this line the program that is written is in assembly language. Okay, then finally we are writing PRAGMA end ASM, it is end assembler, the assembly language code end here. Okay, so we can use a software KEIL software for C51 that uses the keywords PRAGMA ASM and PRAGMA end ASM to indicate a block of code written in assembly. Okay, assembly language. Okay, so this program is written in between the C program. Okay, and it will be assembled and the parameters everything will be passed and it will execute as a normal program. Okay, so the cross compiler has to check whether it is in high level language or in low level language. Okay, so this is all about a combination of languages. Okay.